Well, surprise. I don't ever go live at night because I'm usually in bed. But I'm having my dinner, which is a cup of refried beans. Whoops. I forgot my napkin. And I just thought I would come on and say hello. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I am doing. Hawkins Family Adventures. Welcome. Thank you for coming by. This is not normal for me. I just was having my dinner late, which is a cup of refried beans with some cheese. And I thought, well, I will go live for a few minutes while I eat my dinner and see how the rest of the world is doing. Backroads Nomad, hello. Thank you for coming in. My little sister Priscilla, who is 2 years younger than me today, is her birthday. And her and I went and had some fun yesterday. So happy birthday, Priscilla. I'm heated up half a can of refried beans for my dinner. I thought, I will go out live, do a live stream, see how other people are doing tonight while I eat my dinner. Oh, you think? Yeah, it works. It won't. It's never the same 2 days in a row, Priscilla. During grow out, you've been there. Okay, let's see. It jumped on me. Justin and Christina, RV Van Life. Hello, it's been a while since I've seen you. Thank you for coming by. So I was just going through a bunch of epidemic sound music, just trying to get a feel for some work I'm going to be doing here on a video. Rayleigh Creative Travel. Good evening. You're usually the one who's going live or later live. This is late for me, I am 60 now. So you're feeling hungry. Well, refried beans will fill you up. It kept me. Oh, my son.
I couldn't let her stay with that on there.
I didn't know. I didn't see it. Thank you very much, Brent. My son is very, very caring of me most of the time. Most all the time. Who's next to me? Oh, Patty. Patty.
She wants to be on camera.
Oh, she doesn't like being picked up. Hey, Ozark Pathfinders. Welcome. Thank you for coming. And then hello.
Oh, big.
That's my baby girl.
She's on camera.
Patty Cake.
Oh, she's on camera.
Her little eyes drain. She doesn't like being picked up.
There you go.
I do like refried beans. These are extra smooth. It says restaurant style. I don't remember my refried beans at a restaurant being rocky. This pretty smooth every time I have them. Yeah, I had Cheerios for lunch because I didn't eat breakfast. I had some for lunch. I have they're like a cluster in a good way. Refried beans are good until they start talking back. Yes, that is true, Blaine. Very true. Okay. So Patty Cake is our dog, and she is so sweet. My little sister has about, is it 7 cats still? Are you like down in that range of cats? Sissy Taylor. Oh, I see you've got a fur baby too. Is that I can't think of what kind of dog that is. It's similar to a Schnauzer, maybe. I just got a small picture. So yeah, I've been on here listening to some music for a project I'm going to start working on. You're down to 5 cats now. Wow. Now, tell me if I was wrong, but didn't you have like 13 11, something like that. She's so my little sister and I are both love animals, and we've had cats and dogs, but consistently cats our whole lives. And she ended up living out in the country, and people would dump their cats off, and she would find them in her field, and even as little kittens. And so she ended up with a lot of cats that she saved their life. Some ice water. So what are you guys up to tonight? Anything fun? Is anybody going somewhere for Christmas in a few weeks, maybe? Anybody going on a cruise? Anybody going on a cruise? I saw a beautiful cruise ship I was looking at, online, thumbing through the pages online. It was gorgeous. But you had 7 tame cats when you moved back to town, about 25 or so feral that you did get fixed and returned to us. Yeah, that I know there was a lot. So you had some beautiful feral cats. The kittens were adorable. They were very, very cute and fluffy, but they wanted to be feral. And we actually here in Eugene, hi Victoria. Thank you for coming. I just am eating my dinner late, which is some refried beans. And so I thought I would come on and say hello and see what other people are up to, how Thanksgiving was. Priscilla, I did Thanksgiving dinner here at my house, and it was me and Richard and our son and his husband and our nephew, niece-in-law, and a friend-in-law, and 2 little kids. 10 people. I had to count it on my fingers because I wasn't 100% sure. Darn it. And so it was a nice dinner. Priscilla, you really should come to my house with your casserole dish. God knows I've made enough food for you. I'm just saying. Back roads. So we just got back yesterday after 2.5 months away, 17 states, over 5,100 miles with RV hooked up, but over 6,000 miles on truck. Wow. That's a lot of miles. That's a lot of miles. Okay, so as the situation sits, you ate the same thing at my husband's displeasure. Oh, oh, that's cute, Vicky. So I've been, Richard and I've been talking about when we're going to get to go back on the road, getting, trying to prepare ourselves. Don't take a picture, Priscilla. That's not nice. That's just mean-spirited. So about when we think we're going to get back on the road, and likely it will not be till summer of next year. I don't know how to explain it. All I can say is the surgeries that we're having take time to heal. If I could get away with not, with just getting the surgery and leaving, that would be fine, but we can't do that. And so we're, I'm trying to figure out in between him and I, we probably can take some short trips to the coast or to Eastern Oregon. And, that's fine with me. I love Eastern Oregon. I love Central Oregon. Let me be clear. I love Central Oregon, but I'm not the biggest fan of desert in the world. So yeah, we certainly would like to go someplace sooner than later. And also, so I've been thinking, that's trouble with me, is I start thinking and this and that sounds good. So, we could live in a tent if we had to. We've camped a lot in our lives. And, when I bought this RV, when we bought this RV, when I say we or I really do mean we. I think anybody who's married kind of understands that. But it really was me. So when we bought the RV, I was so excited to get it, to find something, because Oregon was just down to rags. I'm telling you, there were some nice pictures out there of refurbished RVs, and we would go, and they were horrible. You know, either had been a a rerun of what's that movie or that long-term show was Breaking Bad. It was Breaking Bad RV. One was, I believe. So the pictures looked fine, but then we drove for 3.5 hours, and it was that, and we were in there for like 13 seconds. So so looking long range, it would be much easier to get an RV that has a slide out if we're going to live in it. I mean, I'm just saying, has anybody on this chat lived in an RV? I mean, I would love if somebody could tell me, and I know back roads, I believe you could probably, sleep. Okay, good night, Priscilla. Happy birthday again. I believe, like, of all the people that I've ran into on Facebook, I mean on YouTube, you're probably the person that, and I don't know if your wife is the same, but I think you could probably live out of the back of a truck and be completely content and like it too. Justin Christie, you're hitting the road December 20th, coming down and making our way to Quartzsite from New York State. Oh, okay. Gonna be about a 3-month trip. May go down to Baja, Mexico, as well, burning up the roads. Yeah, boy, you will be burning up the roads on that trip. Well, I do hope that we get to meet you guys. If you come up through Oregon ever, near Oregon, you've lived 10 years. That's right. Okay. You have is it a class B or a van? Well, I know it's a van, but some class Bs look like a van. Land Cloud Adventures. I guess I'm living in one now for 5 months. Okay. Well, so it's Richard and I and our dog. Now, I don't know that Patty will be here in June of next year. She is a very old dog, and she's showing signs that she might. Really, you've lived for 10 years full time in your RV. Oh, wow. So as far as Patty goes, and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking about RVs. So Patty Cake, she's in the 21-year range, 20 and a half, 21 years, somewhere. I don't know if anybody can really pinpoint, but we know she's very old. And she's showing signs of deterioration. She used to, like, when she first came here a couple years ago and moved in with us, she could jump up on our bed. And we have a very fluffy, king size pillow top mattress, like big, and she got up there no problem 2 years ago. But she has a little staircase Richard bought her, and she can walk up it. So let's see, we have an old class B. Okay, I thought yours was a class B. Yes. So Richard and I, in our RV, we have our bedroom area, oh god, which is twin beds. We don't really care for that. But again, we looked at the bones of the RV, and of all the RVs we could find in our price range, it was a decent RV. Okay, so what I've thought about is ripping out the center armoire, because there's a very large armoire with like 3 dressers. And could live in an RV. Yes. Would live in an RV. No, they're too flimsy, built for long-term living. Not built for long-term living. I really prefer the extended body Ford cargo vans. So you bet ya. So I've always saw myself, when I first envisioned this, I think I've said this, you probably have heard this, drone on and on about, I've always wanted to live in a van. That's how I saw us doing this. And then the reality of my disabilities really hit, and we had to be at some point realistic. Destinations Delight, welcome. Glad you're stopping by. Just a little quick pop-up. So in the current RV, we have the bed area, the twins, and the big armoire. We have a bathroom, and y'all know how big bathrooms are in RVs. It's a 25-foot RV, so it's not a very big bathroom, but it has a shower, toilet, sink. It's fine. It will be fine. Timmy Ray the King. Hello, Timmy Ray. Good evening to you. And then we have the kitchen area. And the kitchen area, it has a stove in it. It has everything. And, very nice little kitchen area. I've cooked in the stove and it worked great. However, and then we have the table with 2 benches. That's our living space. And, so I do know the idea of living out of the RV, not in the RV. Okay. So I'm just saying the shuttle bus, is a good size, but too wide for my liking. Okay. So, I just wish there was a little bit more of a separation of area, any separation of area besides the living area and the bedroom. Although I could do something back there for, as an office. So anyways, my thinking was, I think we need to get an RV with a slide out. Now, don't tell Richard, please. I know what everybody says, yes, and I do know that, oh gosh, Bill and Nancy, I'm trying to remember the name of their channel. It's a play on words. Time, but not in our present Class B. We plan on building out a high top extended van, most likely a ProMaster 3500. Yes. So Thin Blue Lane, thank you very much, Blaine. Very appreciative of that. I know they apparently had a kind of a crisis with theirs, and theirs by no means is an old RV. And so I understand that there can be problems with slide outs, but I really want to slide out where I can put a desk and a chair, and then there be a couch of some sort separate, so that we can even be just on different seating. I know. They're a nightmare. I know, but living. So I understand that the RVs that most of us are getting into were never meant for full-time living. They were not built for it. The sturdiness, nothing about them is meant for full-time RV living. We're up here in Oregon, as I think most everybody knows, and right now it's at a ranch, a horse ranch, cattle ranch, north of Eugene. As a crow flies, it's like 15 miles from me, kind of northeast. And my nephew is managing a horse ranch, cattle ranch. And so we're letting him and his fiance stay in it. They've now got a different accommodation there at the ranch. So, but they're keeping it. My nephew put a layer of coating over the roof, and he's going to do one more coating, and it's inside of a barn. We've never had issues with slides as long as you keep them lubed. Okay. Now, you're the first person who's given me that, said that, because everybody knows I do believe everybody, it's a true thing that with especially maybe older ones, like whatever it is we will get, it is more problematic. But if that's in good working order when we get it, and then we keep it up, whatever that means, like lubing it, however it has to be cared for, that would be fine with me. So I don't know. I don't foresee living in this RV for the rest. This is not my final RV. I have heard, oh gosh, I now know what everybody means when they say, people have 3 or 4 RVs in their lifetime. Timmy Rave and Neil and the person that knows have something to do with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. I have no idea what you're talking about, Timmy Ray. And I'm not going into anything political here tonight. So that's on my mind. Try to kind of figure that out. I think it would be fun to do that and have that ability to have that separation of space. When I bought this, I only thought about let's get it bought and get on the road. And Fairy Dust, hello, Fairy Dust. How are you doing tonight? Glad you're here. So I can live in this for however long I have to live in it. We both are having each another surgery. Mine is the 9th. I think it's the 9th of December. I'm considering pulling the plug on it. That's probably a bad omen right there that I said pulling the plug. Seriously, I'm considering pulling the plug. 2 reasons. Number one, I'm not in agonizing pain. For me, the pain is never about my back so much to speak as it is my legs. That's where the pain manifests, the nerves down the legs. I could live with what I have for a long time. But, so my shoulder, I am working harder on, more assertively on losing weight so I can get my shoulder replaced. It's just a fact. My insurance requires a certain BMI that I'm over, and I need to lose weight in order to get it down. And that's just how it is. And so, and it's a risk. Like right now, we're on our 3rd RV in 10 years, but it's because we kept wanting bigger one. See, I get that. And you have children, correct? I believe you have children. I could be wrong, but I think you have younger children. And so I believe if I were to go out on the road and get injured and I'm out far away from our home base here, I would be in trouble. So I know how you feel about RV and camper. I went to stay in a camping from 2010 to 2020. Wow. That would be a long time. Yes. Nope, just a cat. We need our current one because we now work remotely. Okay. So I just get a school bus with a lift. So that would all be fine and dandy if the lift was already in the bus and it had been maybe one for disabled children. But do you know, and I talked to the company who puts them in, what it costs to get a retrofitted lift on an RV of any sort? How about $18,000? RV grandma? Well, hello, how are you doing? I didn't expect to see you here. Been in motorhome since 2004. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming. So, man, I'd love to know how you're doing. Really. I'm gonna just drop a link if anybody wants to come up and say hello. Copy to clipboard. I think I still know how to do this. Paste. So yeah, feel free if you want to come up and chat for a minute. That would be great. I'm going to just check to see if anyone was on. Yep, I decided to go live just because. I have a live stream tomorrow where I'm going to be talking about some different things and showing some pictures. This was my little sister's birthday weekend, And so her and I went yesterday and did a couple different outings. I had a sandwich. Like, this was a fabulous sandwich. Turkey, cheese, apple slices. I think, I'm not even sure there was mayonnaise. I think there was just a what are those little berries? Cranberries. I think there was a cranberry sauce on there. It was fabulous, and it was melted Swiss cheese. My little sister wanted to try it, but she was scared, so I ate it in front of her. I offered to give her half of mine. So yeah, I just thinking about a lot of different things to do with travel. I'm excited to go again. So back to surgery. I think I'm going to not have my surgery. I'm going to focus on my shoulder, because my shoulder, when it went out last Monday, I was in the ER, and they had to give me medicine for it to relax. It was horrible. It's horrible what happens to this arm. And it's my I think it's my, she said, the whatever muscle this is, I forget. She thought it may have completely snapped, but it wasn't. It's just severely torn. So it's a pain. Doing anything is a pain with that arm. So I think I'm just going to focus on my weight loss, health, and getting my shoulder replaced sooner than later. Artist on the road. Well, hello. Thank you, Gypsy, for coming by. And Camp Goer 1, hello to you. This is just a quick pop-up for a few minutes while I eat my dinner, which is refried beans. I was going to have a sandwich because I didn't make dinner tonight. I was busy on here. And so Richard had a prepared dinner for him. And so I'm just having some refried beans. So yes, and taking care of getting prepared to get this taken care of. But the reality, damn it. The reality is oh, thank you. I'm letting it grow. And that's I have so much hair right now. I want to cut it off really bad, because it's much more simple when it's short. But I thought I would do it one more time. About every 4 or 5 years, I cut my, I just like it short too. But anyways, so yeah, it's just, I have a few days to consider it, because if I'm going to have it, I have to start giving myself the shots for anticoagulation. I have to come off of my anticoagulant and go on to, and by the way, Backwards, I have to tell you something. When I was listening to your video. No, it wasn't your video. It was another prepper's video. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, so I think that's, if I'm going to have the surgery, I have to get my injection pins immediately and start giving them in the next couple days. It's just a different look. Yeah, this does not, honestly, this is super simple. This, because that's how much curl is in my hair, and that just is the way it is. All right, so Backroads. What I was going to tell you is that just a second here. I don't know why my son left that door open a little. Well, thank you, Char. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that, Tim. So I was watching a prepper that I like. Can't think of his name, but I really do like his stuff. And he was talking about medicines. Okay, so medicines are almost always originate in nature in one form or another. And yes, for the winter. Yes, ma'am. Exactly. So, and to be aware of, talk to our doctors about anything we might be able to utilize. Let's say, see, what I'm doing is I have some of those medications kind of in stock, let's say, because here we go, back up there. I've gotten them early, like every month you can get, with my insurance, you can get your medicine 5 days early. Well, 5 days early every month, it will stock you, stocks me a few ahead. That's my point. And that, so I've been able to do that. However, it won't be a forever thing. I mean, so I'm going to talk to my doctor. She's a great doctor. She's wonderful. And I just am starting to think about, what do I have in case, let's say I didn't have my warfarin. What the heck would I do? And and so I hate it, but I have to have it. I have a history of blood clots, a lot of blood clots, as a matter of fact. And so I have to take, that has to be something I focus on. So I'm thinking about that stuff too. And getting a to-go bag for each one of us put together. I am putting Brent's together, and nor am I putting together his husband's, but I'll have my own and Rich will have his own. So just a lot. Back to the bus. I'd love a bus. I would love a bus. That's the other thing I thought, but do you know? So yeah, I'm just working on things a little bit at a time. The prepper just really made me think a lot, and I'm posting a few things related to that, but not a lot, because I know that there's not a lot of people in my chats that are interested in that. So I know I've mentioned starting another channel, additional channel, not in place of, talking about issues of current day life, living in this world. Yes, I do. It's at my nephew's, where he's they're doing camp, basically a camp job. They're taking care of a horse ranch about 15 miles from me, and we've gone out there several times. I've got video. I have never finished putting everything together for it, but I've got a video I want to finish up for that. And we still would like to go out there and stay. It would be fun, because they have a campfire area and they have a bunkhouse, and it's very rustic. My toilet in my RV is the only toilet out there. And I told them they can't use it anymore. It has to be winterized, because, and my nephew was like, we live in Oregon. We don't live in Alaska. I said, it doesn't matter. And you better get this together for your own RV as well. Because how do RV people keep the water pipe up to date? I'm just asking. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, hon. The water pipe, it gets cleaned out, every so often. So I told Billy, you have got to winterize your RV too. And yep, his wife, in essence, his fiance, her and I have talked a lot about this. She's been watching videos on these things, and she's like, she has it down in her head, and she's in her head built a can't think of the name, a kitty litter toilet. Okay. And so you still have the original pipes in your 2000. Well, I'm assuming ours are original, So I explained to my nephew, yeah, we have to drain everything. And he goes, well, there isn't any water in the tank because it's all used up and they're not utilizing it anymore. And I said, well, I believe it also has to be drained from the pipes and composting toilet. Thank you. And I believe you're, tell me if I'm wrong, but are you Kathy? I'm sorry. I hope that I have it right. So I said, you need to drain yours too. So we've had this conversation where I've explained you've got to drain your pipes, Billy, and that's just the way it is because we do get freezing weather here. We will have several days of frozen weather between anywhere from now until March, easily. Playing with sticks. Okay, I'm going to write that name down. Playing with sticks. As I always playing with sticks. And I want to give you the proper credit. All right, so I'll check that out. I've been watching quite a few new channels that I have never known before now, and it's kind of interesting. I've found some very interesting channels doing similar things everybody else is doing, but just different people. And there's a reason. So I told my nephew, I said, William, I'm going to bring the antifreeze out and we're going to do my RV and you can do yours or not. I don't know where you're going to go to the bathroom, but you can't go to the bathroom in my RV anymore. Before I hang up, I still say that word. Isn't that just hysterical? That really does age me, date me. So I knew I had bought some cards or some stuff for our channel right early on before I even knew anything about what was going on. And before my house got kind of moved around while I was in surgery. And I found this is 1/2 of a note card. So I have ones that are, you open it up. I think my son, for some reason, cut those off, the backside off. That, and I have little mini stickers. They are an embarrassment, but they're still stickers, dang it. And if anybody wants one, just email me and I will be glad to send you one of our stickers. I don't have any sitting right by me or I would show you, but I didn't realize when I ordered them, I promise I was not paying attention to something because they're very small. So we got the note thingies, and we got the envelopes for those. We got the stickers, and when we were cleaning out my family room here to put my office back in here, they were here. My son just put them somewhere. Okay, so Timmy, let's see, fairy dust. Yeah, the videos, I love watching the videos and figuring this stuff out. If you don't live, and then below the water lines, okay. If you don't live in it, then blow the water lines out, empty the water heater, put our antifreeze down the drains. That's what I know, and I have those instructions, various instructions, printed out, so when we go to the horse ranch in the next few days, we will take care of that. And we do have freezing weather. It's just a fact. I mean, the Pacific Northwest has freezing weather, and we will get ice, and I don't think we're going to have snow in Oregon, not here in the Willamette Valley I-5 corridor. I've been reading the Farmer's Almanac, praying to God that I'll turn a page and it will say, you are going to have an abnormal amount of snow this year, Lucretia and Priscilla. My little sister even loves snow more than I do, but that's really not the reality. It is going to be an average or a little warmer winter. This is when I wish global warming would kick in and we'd get some snow. Let's see what's going on. I need to create a sticker. I love my little sticker, but it's just too dang small. It's just too small. It wasn't intended that way. Fairy Destiny the King. YouTube videos will be this. Yes, you can get several ideas on the same thing. It's like the composting toilet. I could build a composting toilet now. I've seen so many on them. If I had to, I could build a composting toilet. I just could do it. RV Grandma. Where do you live? I live in Eugene. I live in Eugene, and except for 3 years, I lived up in Salem. I've lived here my whole life. And my roots go back to ancestors coming here in 1846 on a wagon train. My dad's family. And my mother was born in Tolleson, Arizona. Tolleson, Arizona. Let's see if there was something else I was going to show you guys. I don't know where it is. So anyways, that's what's going on here. Well, that would be great. I'm going to have to talk with you on the phone about fixing it, because and you know what, Backrose, I'm thinking of changing. As much as I love this little sticker, this decal. I mean, this art. I found the little card, and Corey from Northwoods RV Life put it together, and he found the little road, and so I love it. But I don't know. I've got some things going around in my head about it, especially since we may keep it until we go back out. But and I know Tolleson is right on the right. Yep, my mom was born there in 1930. I imagine there wasn't much in the neighborhood in 1930 there. The year before the Civil War. Well, I will be honest, I don't remember the dates of the Civil War. I'm not that old. I feel like it, but I'm not. I've seen people just put out a bag of RV toilet and treat it. Yes, I know people who do that, and it's fine. Whatever works for somebody, I'm trying not to yell. Whatever works for somebody is okay. I mean, if literally, I mean, I've said it. If I had to, watching Bob Wells, after watching him enough, I could poop in a bucket. If I have to do it, if I have to, I have to. My little sister, on the other hand, I pray that we do not have an apocalypse, because she will not use any other kind of toilet. I think she's not on here anymore, I don't believe. So I'll tell you something very funny. Her and her husband have done a lot of camping in Central Oregon, shooting, just having fun in Central Oregon. And one time she went off to do her thing, and my brother-in-law was like, "My God, Priscilla, you just papered, what's it called? TP'd the whole desert floor." Yes, he had to kind of give her some information on that, feedback. You TP'd the desert floor. Oh, do they? If we weren't needing to get home so quickly when we came home, we needed to get home quickly, I would have loved to have gone to Tolleson. And next time we come to Arizona, it's going to be different, because I probably won't have the excitement about going the way I did and just left Eugene on a whim. We will definitely be able to do different things, and we will have a car we're going to pull. It's just definitely things will be different. what can I say? It just, you know, I had 2 BRN decal designs coming out for 2022. Cool. Well, that would be nice. Did you like put something up on your community tab a while back about that? Oh, yep. Rolling on for laughing. Yep. See, her and I used to TP the neighborhood, but not the way she TP'd the Eastern Oregon desert. I'm thinking of composting toilet, but put a disabled toilet seat right on top with an armrest, something like that. Yeah. Yes, that would be great. That would work great. Particular. I know. I'm trying to convince her that once she's 2 years younger than me. Her husband is a year younger than me, and the 2 years this coming January, he it was in almost complete heart failure and didn't know it. He'd been being treated for asthma, and luckily another doctor got a hold of him for this particular doctor's visit and told my brother-in-law, asked him to go walk around the building and do something else. And then they did a test. They did some kind of imaging of his chest, and they called him at home 8 o'clock at night, said, Rick Hughes, I hate to do this to you. I don't want to scare you, but you're in heart failure, almost 100%, and you need to go immediately to the emergency room. We have a big regional hospital here. And so it's been a hard 2 years, and he still is not completely fixed. So as soon as that happens, and he was a very outdoors person, and it's completely wiped out his life, unfortunately, but he will get it back. It's just going to take a lot of work. I wish I could pull my Prius, but can't be pulled except on, oh, okay. I'm assuming that's because of the way the batteries are in a Prius. Oh, excuse me, Catherine. What's good? Oh, Catherine, I just was having my late dinner, which is refried beans. My choice. I really wanted refried beans with some salsa in them. And just talking. I have one planned for tomorrow. I don't know if I did my thumbnail, and so I went planned for tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm changing around my times for my chats, and I'm trying a couple different days and a couple different times out, either 2 or 3 o'clock, and on a couple different days. By the first of the year, I'll have nailed down which one of those is going to work. And I know I've had a couple. One person specifically was concerned because she goes and pick her grandson up. Yes, the new decal with Kuma and I. Yes. But I have revamped my 2020 decal for 2020. Okay, with 2 new designs. That's the nice thing when you know how to do that, and you have the ability to do that kind of stuff. It gives you the person more things that they have control over. And I am a little bit teetered towards control. With trash bag and cedar chips to cut the smell and make clean. Yep. I know. I think I could do it. I mean, I know I could. I'm not. She is not that sissy-ish. Her and I grew up camping, and trust me, when we were kids, we camped in a tent. Yeah. Oh, I got us in lots of trouble. Be safe, Timmy Ray the King. Good night. Okay, is Timmy Ray leaving? Okay, let's see. I didn't see that. Because I'm going home. Well, be careful driving. It must be like, what time is it there? About 11:30 at night. I think you're 3 hours ahead of us, because I believe you're in Tennessee. Batteries, yep. I figured it was the batteries. My father wanted a Prius at one time. When he bought, so about when I went back to college, and then I finished my bachelor's degree about, I think it was 11 years ago now. I think it was 2010 or 2011. It's one or the other. I got my bachelor's degree, and then I did my first year of graduate school in public health policy. Public policy, with health policy being my main track of interest. And it's just the work I wanted to do. I wanted to help fix the issues that there is. And so I was going to have to go drive to Portland, and I had a van. I had a Dodge Grand Caravan. It was, not the newest model, but it was nice, and it had everything I wanted. I actually like Dodge Grand Caravans. I like them. My father insisted I have a new car because I was going to drive to Portland about 2 to 3 times a week for school. It's about a 2-hour drive, and he just did not like it that I was going to be using my van. So he bought, along with buying himself one, he bought me a Toyota Camry because, well, he let me pick out the car I wanted, and that's the one I wanted. And so, but he wanted he wanted a Prius, and my son talked him out of a Prius, and he got a Camry, except I got the sport model and he got the regular model, the plushier one. But the reason I got mine to be a sport model is because the seat is a sport seat. They're a sport seat, and they hug differently than the plush model does. And that's why I wanted that one. And then Richard was driving it he just had done the wheel bearings. He had done the brakes. We had a brand new set of tires on it. Let's see. I know there was, and it just had a brand new built engine at Toyota's expense on a recall. The bottom half or the lower half, I didn't know there's such a thing, but it was one of the halves of the engine. And so all this brand new stuff, and he was crossing a 4-lane road straight across, and he got over the first 2 lanes. He was going to a Connects Auto Parts, as luck would have it. And he got across the first 2 lanes, the center lane, and the 3rd lane. And the person was, waving him to go. And he went, and he was pretty much T-boned, and it was totaled. But on that 6-year-old car, because all of the new stuff, and it was totaled by the insurance company, we still got almost $13,000 out of it. Deborah on the go. Well, hello to you. Thank you for coming in, Deborah. I appreciate it. Just doing a late evening chat while I have my refried beans. To Texas, my daughter and I camped in on the sleeping in it was good. Oh wow. Well, so that is also Prius is what from Bob Wells' partner in Cheap RV Living, Suban. I could see her plain as day, and that's what she lived in. That's what she used. So if there's somebody here you don't know, I'm going to put this out here real quick for the last few minutes that I'm on. I need the banners, please. Banners. All right, this one right here. And I got this from Aaron Jemison. He is the one that I learned it from. Make sure people know. If there's somebody you don't know in the chat, write the name of their channel down and go say hi to them. That is exactly that's what I did. I don't know any other way to do it. I'll tell you though, my son is on TikTok. He's only been doing it like for a few months. 13,000 subscribers and several videos that have over 100,000 hits. Now he does a little different video than I do. He's 31. He's a smart aleck. He likes to, what's it called? He likes to shock and awe people. So, but he's got some good stuff, some funny funny stuff. He's a natural actor. He's a natural comedian. I really had wished he had gone into comedy. I swear, I do. I think he would have been. He did some acting, just locally, some acting in a couple different movies. That one or two did go out, and in one movie, it was like a horror movie, and he showed me this picture. He was carrying his head, and it had taken them like 10 or 12 hours to do his makeup for this and that. It was just, but it was very good, very good. And then he was in one that was at a film festival in here in Oregon and a couple other places as well. So yeah, he loves to do it, and he's a natural at it. But you do not get to be monetized as easy on TikTok, because he has met and surpassed the requirements. And why they've not monetized him, I wouldn't keep giving them my business if I were him personally, but that's just me. I need a built-in wash up and power station. I have a plan, but things are still waiting for the disability income and so for the setup. I have a real simple one for small comfort. If I was by myself, if it were just me, or there's no realistic way for Richard and I to do. Now we could do one of the larger vans, the high tops, but the reality is we could not do anything smaller. I just don't think so. Speaking of my son-in-law, he just walked in. So we need either a queen size walk around, or the twin beds, because we do need the beds we can easily get into and out of. Richard won't, once he heals completely, he will be fine. For the most part, but I likely will not. Okay, char. 500 WH power station with solar panel, and do-it-yourself sink with a quick heat, water, tech duo tea, coffee. Sounds good. We have two panels that are one still has to be put back on the roof. Richard got it off of the roof because he was going to paint, winterize it, weatherize it, and didn't get to do it before his surgery. So my nephew is doing it. It's being taken care of away from here, and we have 650 watt hours of solar power. You'll never believe this. I know someone, if you could reach through and smack me. So this is my father's house, and he always wanted to put, for the last 10 years, he was wanting solar, and I swear, this is embarrassing to say, I kept telling him, no, Dad, that's crazy. What are you talking about? Solar is not going to, I know, Josh, my son is teasing me, son-in-law. So he never did have it put on. And he's it's not like I bullied him. I just, I argued with him. And he was a very scientific person. I know he's looking down from us, I think, in heaven, laughing at me, going, ha, 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 you should have let me put the solar on the house. I should have. I know, Josh. I know. It's embarrassing now that I understand just even a smidge about solar.
I was thinking of that John Lennon song where he says, imagine there's no heaven. And there's another verse where it goes, imagine there's no electric bill.
Yes. That was a good one, Josh. He said he was reciting the words to the John Lennon song, imagine there is no heaven. And Josh added, Imagine there is no electric bill. About average for four, and there was 5 of us, 5 adults, but 4 consistently. About $350 to $400 a month.
Dollar Tree, what's the name?
Yeah. All right. Well,
Treats.
lesson learned. Lesson learned. I was a fool.
Oh, you ordered stuff? You can order from the Dollar Tree? Really?
You mean you can
From the
get?
dollar store?
Oh my gosh!
There you go,
So
right there.
I know, Josh.
That's
My
wow.
son just had a delivery
Oh, I
from
love those.
the Dollar Tree. It delivered stuff to us, to him. I just say us, but it delivered stuff to him. The Dollar
The
Tree.
Dollar Tree.
How much did you have to pay for that delivery, Brent? Alex?
Well, I had a $15 pay,
Mm.
so I only paid $4 for $10 worth of stuff.
But how much would it be normally? $10 for delivery?
No, I wanted expedited, so
Oh,
it's
expedited.
about $10.
Expedited.
I love
About
those.
$10.
One with the good bar,
Yes.
crackle.
When Dollar Tree first opened up here, my oldest sister, who's now passed
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
she was down and she wanted to go to the dollar store. We can't because there's a big, we have the same RV, I believe. There's a big armoire in the middle. Yes, I'm gonna go here shortly, Vicky. Right by the top of the hour. Thank you for coming though. And I am practicing a couple songs, Vicky. So I plan on coming to your live stream Wednesday. And maybe I'll do my live stream right before yours. Maybe I'll switch it. No, I can't this week. I already have the thumbnail out. Next week, I'll do mine before yours. And then we'll raid you. Yeah. So, oh, my sister, she came to Oregon from Tacoma. She lived in Tacoma, Washington, her and her husband for 40 years before she passed away. And so she said, take me to the dollar store. I took her to the dollar store. I had never seen someone eyes glaze over, walking through a store, grabbing a push cart like I saw my sister Linda. I did not know it was possible that she spent $300 in that dollar store that day. I know, people. I mean, it was insanity. Well, good night, Justin and Christina. Thank you for coming. Glad you're here. And I'm sure I'll see you again
Yeah,
soon.
that'll be a good now.
So, yeah, she $300. Her husband.
You could probably get them in the gas station.
It's not.
or something
They
like
had
that.
the money to do it, but it's the point for my brother-in-law. It's like, what the heck were you thinking, Linda? She goes, well, she kept buying stuff. I know, $300. She just kept buying stuff for different family members. And a couple of years before she died, when for my birthday, she would always get me a bunch of stuff. Because she was disabled, she had really severe COPD. It's what eventually killed her. She's about 15 years older than me. So I know. So you want to come and say hello and let them see you're alive, Richard? People don't think you're victim of. Oh, you're funny, man, Richard. Oh. So, it's like so eventually I had to tell her, stop buying me stuff. Really, she said, I got this big box of stuff from goodwill.com. She showed her love by buying things for people, even if we didn't want them. Okay. I told her, stop buying me stuff, Linda. Just get my hair cut every October for my birthday. And we'll be square. But yeah, Camp War One says, hi, Richard. It was an insane buying issue. All right. Well, I'll tell him hello. And I think what I'm going to do is, since I got a live stream tomorrow at 3:00 Pacific time, I'm gonna hang up the phone. I told Richard, I said, I always say, I'm gonna hang up. I don't know why. I can't get rid of that thought in my head. But I'm sure glad you guys stopped by, and it was fun to see what y'all were doing. And I hope some of you will maybe return tomorrow, 3:00. Same place. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I always say, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and know that we really appreciate you guys showing up for us. All right. Bye-bye. See there, I said it. All right. Bye-bye.